Hi guys, it's Kit, and today we're going to be looking at Preptober. So for NaNoWriMo, there are three different sort of recognised writers. There are plotters or planners, plantsers and pantsers. So plotters or planners are people who plot or plan their books, so they often know exactly who the characters are, how they're going to interact with each other, their backstories, the conflicts that are going to arise, the world that they're building. I'm very sorry, you can hear my dogs in the background. They essentially can write any scene or any description or conversation in the book at any time and then slot it all together to make this amazing, like, super duper draft of a novel that doesn't matter in what order they write it because they know everything that's going to happen so far in advance. For people with my brain, that is essentially impossible because A, I get distracted, B, I'm not that organised, and C, I find the process of plotting down to that level really boring. By the time I've plotted that level, the book is done. I don't care about it anymore. The story has kind of burnt itself out. And I think that's predominantly because I don't enjoy the process. Then there's planters, which is what I'm trying to push myself into, but I'm not currently, and that is people who plan a little bit, but then kind of let the creativity flow. So planters will plan a little bit. They'll get a start, a middle, an end. They might have a rough idea of characters. They might even decide that character A and character B are probably going to fall in love at some point. And then they start writing and they kind of go with the flow and they just see where things go and they enjoy it. And sometimes it doesn't follow the plan and sometimes it does. And that's okay. And then there's people like me who are pantsers. And that is fly by your seat of your pants. You start writing because you have an idea and you just let the story flow. And quite often, in my experience, where the story you thought it might be going and where it ends up are two very different places. But it's good fun. I will admit, it's not the most effective way of writing. If you are hardcore about writing and you want to publish books, you probably need to be a plantser at the very minimum because pantsers, in my experience, we start loads of projects. I currently have maybe 30 started projects on my laptop and I have finished 2. And that's not because I don't like the ideas, it's because I get distracted by other ideas or I kind of burn out and I don't know how to get from where I am to where I wanted to be and I kind of just have a break and go and do something else. So if you want to be an established writer churning out books regularly, I would recommend either being a pantser who has a back burner of books ready to go or getting a bit more organised, which is what I'm attempting to do unsuccessfully. So, you might be thinking, you're a pantser. What do you do for Preptober? Do you even do Preptober? I do, but I don't work on my story. And as backward as that sounds, my Preptober is more about prepping my space, about prepping my brain ready to write, rather than working on what I'm going to be writing. So if I can see like laundry that needs doing, or dishes, or an empty fridge, or my carpet's really dirty, I will not be able to write. I get distracted too easily. I have ADD. I will be off doing something else or end up writing about my character doing laundry. So for me, Preptober is more about prepping my space. It's about cleaning the walls, doing the carpet, having a deep clean of the house, organising my closet and donating some clothes that don't work anymore. Changing those light bulbs that I've been ignoring. Fixing that squeaky hinge. And also about prepping my brain. So it's about making appointments, seeing friends, kind of like anything you would put on a to-do list that you usually avoid. Preptober is the time that I sit and focus on it. So I have a list of 85 things to do before NaNoWriMo. I'm not going to achieve 85 things because I'm not crazy and I like to sleep. I also have a full-time job, which is quite a physically and emotionally and mentally demanding job. So when I come home from work, I don't always necessarily go, I'm going to achieve X, Y, and G things off of my list. But on that list, the reason there's 85 items is I try and break it down. So rather than just clean bedroom, it's things like make the bed, clean the dirty laundry, vacuum the carpet, dust, clean the mirrors, clean the windows, organise the closet, so that then it's kind of broken down. It also then, I feel, encourages me to kind of get going and go, I've ticked off 4 things, maybe I can make it to 5 rather than bedroom, because that's a big job. So one of the things I have done for Preptober, which is not cleaning or organising or appointments or travelling, is I took a train. And I know that sounds really stupid, but in the place where I work, everything is very ecologically friendly, everything's very consistent, everything is very policed, the way you talk to people, the way you interact with people, the way they interact with you, the things you work, because obviously I work with animals as well, the way you engage those animals. everything is set out in a certain way, and I am the person who tells you, no, you cannot do that. Yes, you can do that. These are the rules. This is the outline. These are the expectations. Because I'm partly management, one of those people who polices that expectation. So going on a train was a way to kind of observe people in the wild, if you like. And I find observing people very helpful. It's watching people, how they interact. If there's a fight over who gets to sit by the window, someone picking their nose, sitting watching Netflix, a family interacting with each other because they're excited to go to London or wherever they're going or whatever they're doing. And what's one thing I would say, if you want to do Preptober but you have no idea how to do it, just go and sit in a coffee shop for an hour. Watch people, make notes. Is there something you found funny? Is there something you found cute? Is there something that's endearing? Is there a family dynamic that you liked? Is there one that you didn't? Is there a couple dynamic that you liked? Is there something you didn't? Is there something that made you uncomfortable? Note it all down. Even if it's stuff you never use, it's just looking at the way that people react and engage each other in real life. It can help you make your books really believable and really engaging, because people will see similar interactions in the world. And if you are someone who's lucky enough to travel for work or have a lot of flexibility or have a situation where money is no issue, if you are writing about something that you can experience, do it. Just have a go. If you're writing about, I don't know, a murder on a train, don't murder someone on the train, but go on a train or talk to a police officer or watch Murder on the Orient Express. There's hundreds of different ways you could do it. If you're writing about a world that is based in the Arctic Circle or is cold like the Arctic Circle, go to Finland, go to Norway, have a couple of days, walk around. What does it feel like? What does it smell like? How do you react? What layers do you need to put? If you're writing about somewhere in the desert, go to the desert. Obviously, if like me, that's not a financial option, still, even just sitting and Googling or watching Frozen Planet, if you want to write about somewhere cold, it gives you an idea of the different things. And I think that works so much better than just plotting random ideas. If you know your subject inside and out, you're going to write far more effectively. And yes, in fantasy, you can't experience riding dragons. You can't experience fairies or elves or dwarves or war. I mean, I hope you don't experience war. Let's just hope no one experiences war. And please do not go to a war zone. That's not what I'm telling you, if that's the plan. But my point being, you might not be able to experience riding a dragon, but you can experience riding a horse. You might not be able to experience petting a woolly mammoth, but you can pet a Highland cow. That sort of thing. Just give it a go. And I find if you're engaged with your subject, it's far easier to make other people engage with your subject. And yeah, I think Preptober is the perfect excuse to take those holidays, to do those experiences, to try something if it helps your story. And Preptober to me is particularly important this year because, as you might be able to tell, I am travelling right now, and I've done a lot of travelling this year, which means things like normal maintenance on the house, on myself, on my family, on my doggies, has been quite lax. And while I'm travelling, it's also about things like booking hotels, booking Airbnbs, paying back people for tickets or buying the tickets or booking meals or organising taxis. And my travelling has not finished yet. I'm still doing quite a lot more travelling for the end of the year. And I want to say this is not, I'm having a jolly and I'm off travelling. I travel for work. I travel quite a lot for my family because I live nowhere near anybody else who I'm related to. So like today, I'm currently in Saltaire in the north of England, just above Leeds, for a family wedding tomorrow. But that's a 4-hour trip from where I live. So I've had to drive 4 hours up. I'm staying here for a couple of days, driving 4 hours back, then I'm going to work for a bit, and then I'm going to see my cousin in Wiltshire because she's just had a baby, which is then 3.5 hours west from where I live. So that's the sort of travelling I'm doing. It's a lot of travelling to see like friends and family or attend events and functions or for work rather than I'm having a jolly and a holiday. And a lot of the trips, like the trip to Highland Scotland this year, have been because family is getting old or moving away, or it just seems to be this year has been particularly busy with people getting married, having babies, incurable diseases, and such. So it's been a very busy year. It's also been a busy year at work. My manager left. I got a promotion. Not to the manager, but I got like a mild promotion, and then I've got a new manager, and we've had to work out a new team. We're also recruiting to make the team bigger, and we're looking at extending budgets and new business plans, and it's a lot of work this year. So writing has really suffered, and I want to make a point of getting back into it with NaNoWriMo, and to do that I need to do Preptober properly. But anyway, this has taken a massive left turn. What this video is meant to be is what a pantser does for Preptober, and that is I prep my space. I clean, I do appointments, I travel to see friends, I will try and do things, experience things for the story. So I will maybe ride a horse, I will spend some time out in the woods, I will go pet a cow. I'm going to do those things anyway, but you get my point. And just look after yourself and enjoy it. I also wanted to make a point of there is no right way to Preptober. I've seen a lot of writers on YouTube who do these sorts of channels or these chats. They tell you exactly what kind of format to follow. You should be doing this with your characters, you should be doing this with your world building, you should be doing this to get ready. And if that works for you, that's amazing, do it. But for a lot of people, it doesn't work, especially if, like myself, you're a pantser. It is more about getting ready and prepping your brain to have that sort of engagement, and to work on a project for a month without getting distracted is really difficult. So getting that preparation in place, whether it is doing homework assignments, whether planning, whether it is taking a nap or seeing friends or going on a holiday to just chill yourself out before it happens, do the Preptober that works for you. And the biggest thing I need you to take away from this, even if you skip to the end of this video so that it comes up in your subscription box as watched, even if you take nothing else, even if you decide that everything I say is complete twaddle, it is look after yourself. Preptober and NaNoWriMo and all the things along those lines are the perfect excuse to overwork yourself, to get yourself into a situation where you're staying up late at night, you're getting up early in the morning, you're not looking after yourself, and that is the complete opposite of what they're trying to achieve. I may have 85 things on my list to do. One of them is film this video, so hey, but I know I'm not going to reach it, and I've made a point of not pushing it. So I got COVID at the end of September, early October, so I took down some stuff off my list. I unfortunately injured my ankle falling down a hill at work. I have completely destroyed the ligaments, so today I'm supposed to be on a hike with family, so I've come back to the cottage while they're all out hiking, and rather than going, right, okay, I can sit and make those appointments or pay those bills or something, I've gone, I'm going to have a nice chill out. I'm going to record a video, I'm going to sit with my dogs. We're currently staying on a farm that has puppies and horses, and I'm going to, get my crutches, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to say hi and I'm going to cuddle them, and maybe puppies and horses will make it into my story. Who knows? Hopefully the video makes sense. Hopefully it flows. It has been stopped, as you can probably tell, lots of times. We have had 2 very energetic dogs in quite a small cottage, and then the farm has 3 puppies and a dog and 2 horses, and letting the dogs out and in, and the neighbour's dog came in, and it's all just been fun. But I'm going to go and have a good rest of the day. I'm going to enjoy my uncle's wedding tomorrow, and then I'm back to work on Tuesday, and I'm going to do what I can for Preptober, and you do the same. Most importantly, look after yourself, and I will see you as soon as I get time to make another one. Bye!
No, Coda, gently. Not fair, they're just so pretty. You wanna come home with me? Yeah. Do you wanna come home with me? Do you wanna come home with me? You do. I know you do. And do you wanna come home with me? Kidnap you all. Yeah. Yeah.